ESEN
Take heart, warriors! There's a storm approaching, and only the strongest of heroes will survive! Will you answer the call and thrive as the war chief of the storm? Or will you abandon your destiny like a coward? If you choose to accept this quest, you will have to venture into the Nexus with your most trusted brethren. Attempting to claim the position as war chief on your own would be nothing but foolish. So go forth to victory. Go to battlefight.com/King of Nordic and sign your team up today. No, not that website. Wrong website. You can find the right link to join the battlefield in the Twitch chat, in the description of this video, in this Facebook post, whatever media you see this video in. The battle for the mantle of War Chief and a 5,000 euro prize pool awaits you. Sign up today. Luktar Rugar for the Horde.
Run away, turn away, run away, turn away, run away. Run away, turn away, run away, turn away, run away. Run away, turn away, run away, turn away, run away. Run away, turn away, run away, turn away, run away. Run away, turn away, run away,
Do you play Counter-Strike together with 5 other people? Do you guys think you're pretty good?
Well, then you should definitely sign your team up for King of Nordic. How, you ask? Well, if you're from Denmark, esport.dk. From Finland, csgofinland.fi. From Norway, gamer.no. From Sweden, publiclear.se. And finally, if you're from Iceland, esports.is. We wish your team the best of luck and hope to see you battling it out against your Nordic brethren in the next show.
Hi, I'm Nimdra, and I'm gonna tell you my story how I made cosplay a profession. I never knew my own ambition and how far I would go. I made my first cosplay in 2009, Amy Sorrell from Soul Calibur 4. I used to play that a lot. So I made my own costume and I competed, and something amazing happened. People voted for me. So I won my first prize, the People's Choice. In the end of 2016, I got to work with ESEN Studio, and I was interviewing cosplayers around DreamHack, and apparently they really liked my work. So they called me up to Stockholm to their studio. And from there, they hired me as a cosplayer.
Hi everyone! Welcome to Cosplay Studio with Nimdra. That's me. So through the show, you can communicate with us. You can hashtag Cosplay Studio at Twitter, and you can ask us questions. And in the end of the show, we will take these questions and answer them. So, what is Cosplay Studio? Cosplay Studio is a show about cosplay every week at Wednesday, 19 p.m. Swedish time. We will talk about a different subject in cosplay. Today we will talk about what can you cosplay, what's okay and what's not okay, how long, what's the limit, how can you be big, can you be small, can you be short, can you be long. So that's what we're gonna discuss today. I have two amazing guests with me today to discuss this. First, I want to introduce Kim. Who are you and how old are you? Do you work? Do you study?
Hi, my name is Kim. I am 30 years old. I am currently unemployed and trying to become a professional writer. I have cosplayed since about 2006 and mostly done so for fun.
That's amazing. And we have Robin. Tell us a bit about yourself. Who are you? How old are you? Do you study? Do you work?
Yes, my name is Robin and I am 28 years old. And I have just become a teacher.
Congratulations.
Thank you. So I work at the adult school for people who are completing their studies from upper secondary level. And I've been cosplaying also since, Sorry. Oh, is it not working?
Sorry about the
Okay.
inconvenience.
Okay. Should I take it all again?
Yeah, please.
Yeah, okay.
I'm sorry about the inconvenience.
Okay, it's okay.
Technical difficulties.
That's fine. Right. My name is Robin. I am 28 years old and I have just become a teacher. So I'm working with adult students who are completing their studies from upper secondary level. And I've cosplayed also, I think, since 2006, maybe 2007.
Wow.
So it's been a long time now. Also mostly for fun, though. I haven't competed or anything.
Yes. That's awesome. So, how do you pick your cosplays? I mean, the audience want to know how do you pick? Do you pick because you're familiar to the character? Is it about how you look, your appearance? Like, does it fit the character or does that not really matter at all?
First off, test. I hope this works now. Great. All right. For me personally, Most of my cosplay has been picked because I think they would be a fun character to get into. Not just to look like the character, but like acting like the character and doing performances and stuff like that. At least through my early cosplaying years, I did basically only that together with friends. And then later, now in years, because I live together with a cosplayer who was here last week, Miranda, and we started competing on a more competitive cosplay, and then you pick a little bit more like, okay, is this advanced enough to be something? Is this an interesting character to do? Is this cool techniques? But I think in general, you can cosplay for whatever reasons you want. Like, it can just be like a character looks cool and you just want to look like that, or you can identify with them, or like the possibilities are endless, I think. But I don't know if it's the same for you.
Well, I think for me personally, what I'm really doing when I cosplay is that I want to have fun with my friends. I generally enjoy group cosplays more than cosplaying on my own, because I want to be able to, get into the actual character personality of a character. So the character that I pick has to have an interesting dynamic with other characters from that show that my friends are interested in. Then there is also the thing that I'm really bad at constructing cosplay. I'm actually not a good craftsmanship at all, which is
I can second that.
I'm not good at I can do that with instruction, but I'm not good at constructing patterns or in exploring new techniques. I'm not good at that, which means that what I'm actually, the only skill that I have is to try and pick a character that looks like me already.
Well, that's one way to go about it. So let's get into the subject a little more. Do you have a reason? Well, sorry, we already talked about that. What I want to talk about is, does the size of your body matter? Does it matter if you're short or tall? If you pick a character that is, say, I'm short and I pick a character that's really tall, is that weird in any way?
It depends on the context, I say. But in general, in cosplay, no, not at all. You slap on whatever suit you want, no matter who you are. If you're tall, you can be a short character. If you are short, you can be a tall character. If you are super skinny, you can still be someone who is not. It's one of my favorite cosplays that a friend of mine did. Her name is Sheil. She cosplayed as one of the bulkiest men ever, Chris Redfield from Resident Evil 5, and she's a tiny, tiny girl. But she did it because she loved the character and she had super fun with it. And that's, I think, it's what it's all about. Like, it shouldn't be about, like, do you look like the character? But to play the devil's advocate, if you're doing, like, a group thing and you want to be like, oh, we're going to be all these characters, then maybe your group wants to get together and be like, okay, you are super tall, so you can be this super tall character in comparison to the rest of us. So I shouldn't say that you never, ever should be judged by, or not judged, but you should never, ever... Sometimes you pick a cosplay because of characteristics, but it should never be a hindrance, is what I would like to say.
I agree. I know a lot of people are insecure, especially bigger people, because most characters are like skinnier or more fit, and that's even for me, that's, I guess, normal sized for my size. I get insecure sometimes, like, well, I'm not that fit, can I really pull this off? And I can imagine people being even more insecure, and that's why it's important that we tell the viewers and everyone who's watching that it doesn't matter.
It really doesn't, though. It really, really doesn't, because the thing is, media gives us, like, most shows and games and series that we pick characters from that we want to cosplay and that we identify with, they fit into this really unrealistic mold of what people should and can look like. So we only ever get these very similar images for what kind of body types are represented, which means that people who don't look like that, which is most people, we would get a very limited amount of characters to choose from if we were to only ever look within our body type. So specifically when we're talking about body types that are represented in a negative way in media. So that's something that's really important to consider if people cosplay something that lies outside of their body type, whether it's height or weight or shape, then maybe that's because, you know, they like the character. They don't care that their body type isn't represented in this particular character.
So I want to talk a little bit about what do you think about sexualizing a character that's not sexy in any way, that you like change into a sexy character. I know this girl in the USA, Jessica Nigri, makes a lot of characters sexier than they actually are. What is your opinion about that?
Well, my opinion is that, of course, you can make a character sexy. It really doesn't matter. And if anyone who says like you can't do that and that it's not real cosplay, then can I swear on this show? Is that allowed, or is this like a PG-13 sort of thing? It's like those
Mildly.
people can just shut up about it, because you can cosplay whatever you want. If you want to take a character and make it sexy, even if you're a girl or a guy, I've seen guys do the same thing where they, like, the guys are super buff and have like major abs. They dress down characters and make like sexy versions of them just so they can show off their body. And if that makes you feel comfortable, if you feel sexy in that, if that strengthens you as a person, no one could talk down on you for that. That's just stupid. And also, like, I for one love Jessica Nigri. I love how I love her absolute distance with herself, so she knows what she's doing. And I think that's an important thing. If you go into it thinking that I'm gonna be sexy just so I can get the attention, well, maybe you should try thinking about why you want the attention, if that is something that is bothering you. But I think if you're secure with yourself, if you can feel powerful for a second by doing something sexy, then go ahead. It doesn't hurt anyone.
Like, what can I add to that? I think I completely disagree. I mean, showing off your costume, showing off your body, it should all be about empowerment and about, you know, you doing it on your own terms. If it's about you doing it for somebody else, like just to get attention, and you're not really sure what kind of attention you really want to get from that, then maybe you should have a look at, like, what is it why am I feeling like this kind of attention and this kind of act is going to give me something that I'm lacking right now. But you know, empower yourself. That's what cosplay is all about, I think.
Yeah. Well, I usually say, if I had Jessica Nigri's body, I would also have it everywhere. I mean, come on. To be fair, she looks really good, and I know she works out and she like works for that body. So I think it's okay. Skin is just skin, and if you see it in other ways, that's your problem. Honestly.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
to be fair, it's even like, why is it even a thing? Why is it even an issue? Why is it something that we need to comment on? Because people think that it's something that they have the right to comment on because she is dressing down.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
I mean,
and also because, like, this is a more general thing, but sexuality is sort of like a taboo a lot of ways in how we show it off. So sexualizing things many people seem to think that is making it worse, that it's degrading it. But I think that's a lot bigger issue than
that we could make a show about that only, maybe.
Yeah, of course. I mean, speaking of taboo things, what do you think about things like cosplaying, say, a Nazi character?
Wow, now we're really treading on what is difficult grounds. I have always said I've hosted a lot of shows. I've been the coordinator of a lot of cosplay competitions, and my rule strictly for the event when I was a cosplay organizer was that during the event you are not allowed to dress up and have symbols of, like, Nazi symbols or like a swastika or something like that. You would not be able to have it on the event. But during the competition, I said that during those times, if you were cosplaying a character who had those sort of symbols in your like in the suit, it was okay during those times. Because if you are at a cosplay competition and you know that everyone coming up on the stage right now is cosplaying, you'll know by definition that this is pretend. This isn't someone who is an actual Nazi. They might be, but that's not for us to judge.
Yeah.
But I think if you're going to an event, especially if you're going to something like Comic-Con or like a big event that's not very... If you're going to something like NARCon or a smaller cosplay event, then maybe check with the people first. Like, check with the organizers what the whole... Like, if that should be okay. I personally think it's bad taste.
Yeah.
It's a bit
I
in poor
agree.
taste to do it. But I wouldn't... If you're doing a really good cosplay... Maybe
we need to consider the history of the symbols that you're wearing, and not just the fictional history, but there is an actual real world context tied into that kind of symbolism, and you need to be aware of the history that you're carrying with you, and you might not want to represent that kind of worldview, because some people might not see a difference between you and your character at that point.
Yeah, I agree. Let's move on from that subject. There is a lot of talking about genders and what are you allowed to cosplay in like the genders. Are you allowed to cosplay a boy if you are a girl? Are you allowed to cosplay any gender if you're completely something else? Is gender bending okay? Is crossplaying okay? What is your opinion about it?
I honestly super hope that gender bending is okay, because I did it on national television.
I think so.
I did a male version of Elsa from Frozen.
And I think it looks amazing.
Thank you very much. I'm very happy with it. It was one of the first cosplays that I did together with my now partner, Miranda, and I'm super happy with it. I
You
think
look good.
Oh, thank you. I think you can cosplay whatever gender you want. This isn't even a subject. It's just yes, you can.
I mean, I know a lot of people who actually use cosplay to explore their own gender identity and try and, explore where the line goes for them and what kind of behavior they are met by if they present themselves as certain different gender stereotypes. So and they brought that back with them. That's one of the things that I lecture about often and that I talk about a lot at these events, is the issue of trans identities in cosplay and how people who are trans who have discover that they are trans through cosplay, how they've used this medium and this craftsmanship and this community to explore these identities. So I think that it's not only a good thing that people can do that, express themselves in this way. It's also necessary to have this kind of space for people who are going through these exploratory stages in their life. So I definitely think it's a good thing that we can do that.
Yeah, I agree. I like that cosplay is so free in many ways, but because we are having this discussion today is to know where the limits go, because there's always limits to everything. Like, because
I think for the gender issue, I wouldn't say there is a limit. I think in this particular case, then no. But I see you're trying to move the point forward.
Yes.
I think.
Well, we do have limited of time, and I want to talk about everything, and this is definitely a subject that should be talked about more than once. So I hope I will be able to talk about this even more, go deeper, before starting on the next question, I want to show a little video that will talk a little bit about it. It's an animated video that I found earlier today, and I want to show it to you guys so you can get a little bit of an explanation of what we will talk about next. And don't forget that you can hashtag Cosplay Studio on Twitter to ask us questions, anything related to the program, of course.
There's been a huge argument in the cosplay community about the painting of skin to look more like a character who is black. Changing your race with makeup is not important to successfully portray a character, just like how changing your size isn't necessary to accurately portray a character. But wait, don't people paint their skin when they cosplay as ogres, aliens, and other fictional characters, and that's okay? Well, yeah, that's because black people aren't ogres, aliens, or any type of fictional character. They're actual existing humans, and painting your skin to look like them supports an offensive culture that still affects them today. Saying painting your skin to represent a black person to accurately or professionally portray a character is like saying if you cosplay in your own skin or shape, it isn't good enough. If you're a person of color and you want to cosplay as Mario or Luigi, go ahead. Or if you're not muscular but you want to cosplay as Batman or Superman, don't let it stop you. So if you're white and you want to cosplay as Storm, why paint yourself black?
That was a great video explaining what we are talking about today. So now we're entering into the even more sensitive parts of this subject. It's a color of your skin. So this is a very difficult question or subject. But what are your opinion about it, and why is it so sensitive? I know you guys are not colored in the sense that you're not dark-skinned or black, but I know that you both know people and have the knowledge of this subject.
Yeah, I will say, I haven't really stated this a lot out loud, but when this subject was first brought up, if you can or can't paint your skin to another color in cosplay, my first initial reaction was to say, like, you can cosplay whatever you want. Like, you should be able to color your skin whatever you want. This is cosplay. But then I did some reading because I didn't want to make my opinion or like talk about it online or do anything like that before I understood what the problem is. And after doing that, after realizing this is an issue, I am of the opinion that you shouldn't change your skin color for cosplay.
We're talking about like actual skin tones that people have naturally, not like
Yes.
green or pink or
I think that's a very important thing to say. Like, we're not talking about, as Robin says, like an unnatural skin color, an alien skin color, because those do not exist in real life.
Like they said in the video that ogres and aliens are not the same as black people. You can't even compare them because they are not ogres or aliens or orcs. It's not like something to compare at all, I think. But go on.
Yeah, I think there are two. For me, for what? Not for me. I'm completely untouched by this. I am a white Caucasian straight male. It doesn't get simpler than that. But the main two problems with this is like one. For some reason, and the culture surrounding cosplay hasn't gone away from this yet. And it was mentioned in the video is that whenever someone of a skin color other than white puts on a cosplay of a character that is supposed to be white, they become, say, Black Peach or Mulatto Peach or Black Mario. They can never, for some reason in the cosplay community, people just see them as that instead of just saying they're Mario or they're Peach. And so they feel ostracized by the whole cosplay community.
That says something about our society, that we're really not apart from calling people by their color.
Exactly.
And I think this is difficult because I'm not white, but I'm white passing.
But it's also an interesting concept.
Yes, yeah. I really want to know where the chart is because apparently people told me I'm white passing, but I don't know where this. I don't know if you guys have seen Family Guy and they have like this chart of colors. It's like, okay, you're pass or not. But the thing is, if I go and sunbath, I will be like coffee brown. Compared to my siblings are brown. I'm not, because of all this. Like, this is a confession. I've been like for the longest time until now avoiding the sun and using tons of sun cream because I felt that I didn't belong.
And I think you're basically touching on the core of the problem there. You felt the need to try and become as pale as you can possibly be, to be able to move in the spaces that you have around you. And we have to look at cosplay in a bigger context here.
Exactly.
Because even though we are imitating a fantasy world, we're still living in the real world. And the real world has a long history of oppressing people who are not white. And then if we also look to the medias that we are copying when we are doing cosplay, we also look, once again, we also have a limited amount of representation when it comes to different skin tones, which means that people who have skin tones that are not white or white passing, they have a very limited amount of characters to choose from that they can portray accurately, I say, with their own skin tone, which means that they have only a few characters to choose from. While people who are white or white passing, we all have a much bigger amount of characters that we can bring to life through cosplay. So I've actually, and this is also a confession, I have actually painted my skin darker once upon a time. I did a cosplay of a character from a podcast called Welcome to Night Vale. So I painted my skin darker than it is. This is actually really embarrassing for me to say because...
But you didn't know better.
I didn't know better. I got such a big backlash from people online for this. And I started having to look at, like, why are they so angry? Like, just like you didn't want to express your opinion before you look at it. I did the other way around. I was like, I completely went into this completely blind, didn't know anything about it, didn't understand the issue at all. And then I got told off, and I had to look at what is the reason for this being an issue. And that's also why I think it's a good thing that we're discussing it today, so that people don't have to go find this out the hard way. It's not a good thing to, because you can always, like, as a white person putting on darker skin tones, you can paint that on and you can take it off, so you don't have to live with the stigmatized oppression of that skin tone in your real life. You can never understand what people with that skin tone goes through. So it's kind of like, are you really the right person to represent the character that has that skin tone? Because you will not understand them completely.
Yeah, that was the second point I wanted to, the second problem I wanted to point to is that it's like Robin says, if you can just wash it off and not have to bear the real life consequences of the cosplay you bore, then that becomes that is one of the main problems that we're having.
So we have to keep going. This is great points, and I think we should keep talking about them. And I will do a personal vlog that will be uploaded on YouTube, where you can go search on YouTube Studio Cosplay with Nimdra, and you will find the vlogs and all the videos we upload from here. And I will discuss this as well, and I will take you guys' opinion about it. But right now we have to keep going, so we don't sit here all night and talk about it, because it is a subject we can talk about the whole night. Actually, the rest of the week, really. So let's take a little break, and I will be back with our cosplay highlight, and you will see who that is in about 5 minutes. So I want to thank Kim and Robin for being with me here today and explaining all these great points. I love your points, and I think they are very smart and very logical.
Well, thank you for having us.
Thank you for having us. Yeah.
Thanks. And let's no, go away. Show them the the commercial.
Take heart, warriors! There's a storm approaching, and only the strongest of heroes will survive. Will you answer the call and thrive as the war chief of the storm? Or will you abandon your destiny like a coward? If you choose to accept this quest, you will have to venture into the Nexus with your most trusted brethren. Attempting to claim the position as war chief on your own would be nothing but foolish. So go forth to victory. Go to battlefight.com/King of Nordic and sign your team up today. No, No, not that website! Wrong website! You can find the right link to join the battlefield in the Twitch chat, in the description of this video, in this Facebook post, whatever media you see this video in. The battle for the mantle of War Chief and a 5,000 euro prize pool awaits you. Sign up today! Luktar Rugar for the Horde!
Run away, turn away, run away, turn away, run away. Run away, turn away, run away, turn away, run away. Run away, turn away, run away, turn away, run away. Run away, turn away, run away, turn away, run away. Run away, turn away, run away,
Do you play Counter-Strike together with 5 other people? Do you guys think you're pretty good? Well, then you should definitely sign your team up for King of Nordic. How, you ask? Well, if you're from Denmark, esport.dk. From Finland, csgofinland.fi. From Norway, gamer.no. From Sweden, publiclear.se. And finally, if you're from Iceland, esports.is. We wish your team the best of luck and hope to see you battling it out against your Nordic brethren in the next show.
Hi, I'm Nimdra, and I'm gonna tell you my story how I made cosplay a profession. I never knew my own ambition and how far I would go. I made my first cosplay in 2009, Amy Sorrell from Soul Calibur 4. I used to play that a lot. So I made my own costume and I competed, and something amazing happened. People voted for me. So I won my first prize, the People's Choice. In the end of 2016, I got to work with ESEN Studio, and I was interviewing cosplayers around DreamHack, and apparently they really liked my work. So they called me up to Stockholm to their studio. And from there, they hired me as a cosplayer.
Welcome to the second segment, Cosplay Highlight. This is when we're gonna put a highlight on one cosplayer and we're gonna talk about them and only them to show them off for you guys and for them as well, because all talents have to be a star out there, and that's what I want to do with this show. So today I have Emilia. Hi, Emilia.
Hi.
Who are you? How old are you? Do you study?
I'm 16 years old and I'm turning 17 this year. And I need the microphone. Yeah, right.
Yes.
Okay, it's fine. I
okay.
got it now. I got it now.
Yeah.
But I'm 16 years old and I'm turning 17 this year. And I actually study design.
Yeah.
So I do a lot of sewing during school and drawing a lot. So
I did that as well.
yeah, it's
When I
so
was
fun.
16.
Yeah,
That was a
when,
while
when you
ago.
were my age, basically. Yes.
Do you have any hobbies except cosplay?
I play a lot of games, but lately I haven't played as much as I usually do because I have turned out to be this really pretty disappointed. Like whenever I lose, I get like, no, I don't like this game. But
Yeah.
I have tried a lot of games like that has storylines and stuff, and I enjoy those more right now.
Yeah.
But I usually play a lot of games.
I feel you. What is your favorite game?
I'd say League of Legends because like I play that a lot and I just get into it more than I do with every other game. But one old game I really love too, if we're not speaking about League of Legends, would be Dead or Alive, because that's one I played during my like young age. My dad introduced me to it, so I enjoyed that much, like so a lot. Like
when did you start cosplaying?
I actually started like getting into the cosplay and like trying on wigs and stuff during summer 2011, but I attended my first convention.
Wait, how old were you? 2011?
I was like 10 years old. So it was like so fun, but it was like mostly these wigs, the pink ones, and then like I was like looking at Instagram and all that, and I was like, I need to go to a convention. So I attended a Narcon, so it was like so fun. And
when you were 10?
I was 11 because it was the year after that.
And your parents allowed you to travel?
No, they actually came with me. They have done that for a long time, but they recently let me go alone. They're like, go alone. And
I had to beg when I was 15. I had to beg and cry for like a month, I think.
Yeah, my dad would like enjoy me doing this stuff. So he was the one who was taking me to all of these conventions, and he was like looking at other countries, like in Hawaii they have this convention, we could go. I'm like, awesome. I don't know, too hot maybe. But yeah, so it's been a while at least.
What do you usually cosplay from? Do you only cosplay from League of Legends, or have you done other cosplays?
I started cosplaying from animes, such as like mostly Love Live. I have noticed I have a lot of those cosplays, which is like, it's amazing.
What do you prefer to cosplay from Love Live?
I was like this Honoka main, like the orange-haired one.
Yeah.
But then I noticed that I like Nozomi more because like she has this body shape that is not so mainstream, and I'm like, that fits me more. And I love purple.
Yeah.
Maybe a little bit noticed. I love your wig. And because Nozomi has these purple outfits and her personality is pretty fun, so I really enjoy her nowadays more.
I've made Nico from
I saw
Love
her
Live.
Cyber Nico and it was so cute. I loved it.
But we're gonna see a little video later on you dancing.
Yes. Yes, but I have cosplayed from Portal. I had a group with some friends of mine, and after that I started doing these game cosplays from different games and such.
Yeah, let's go through some cosplays you have made. We got some pictures sent from you, and the first cosplay I wanted to show is Gnar, because I've also made that cosplay.
Yes.
It's one of my favorite characters, and you look so cute.
Yeah, I remember like putting this together like a week before this photo shoot, and this was actually in December. So
wow.
Yeah, Kim did some magic.
Wait, this photo shoot is in December?
Yes, it's in December, early December, and it was like really cold. But lucky me, I begged for some tea with me, so I wouldn't like die.
That's awesome. We have actually some more pictures of you, and this is Syndra, also from League of Legends, but an alternative version.
I tried to give it a like pool party.
Yeah,
because it was like summer, and I was like, it was so fitting. Sadly, I didn't get any black beach balls. I wanted something to represent the orbs. But I just didn't get the time to make them and anything. But
you still look amazing though.
Yeah, and I didn't actually heat up all too much. I sometimes felt it was warm, but not all the time.
We seem to like the same character from League of Legends, because I really liked Syndra and I was into her for a time, but then I was like, too much work.
Yeah, it's really like the old sometimes. But then if you fail, you like, fuck.
Yeah. And we have another Ash, and Ash is one of the first characters I think I played, and the first characters I hated. But you look amazing here, especially with the little Poro over there.
Yeah, I remember buying it like 1 year before this because I wanted to cosplay a human Poro because I really like doing these human versions of. Yeah, but I got it to use during winter because this is also in December. I think it's even in January if I remember right. But yeah. I think it's everyone's first champion to play because it's the tutorial play you do when you download the game.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's kind of a like nostalgic champion for me.
I think Annie was the first character I mained. But we have actually a picture of the cosplay you're wearing right now, but like more the full picture with the bow and that amazing bow.
I remember like coming back from Greece like 1 week before the convention, Narcon Summer this summer that was, and I made that like days before the convention and it turned out so well. Like my dad was so proud of me. He was like, "You look so amazing. I wish I could see you compete," because I actually brought this to my first competition in like, you know, when you do the walk on the scene. It was usually I do the performance part of competitions, but this was my first like walk on. So he was like, "I'm so proud of you because you actually made it," and
It's usually the other way around.
Yeah, but it was so fun, and I'm really proud of that bow. It's like the best thing I've ever made.
Yeah, it is really beautiful, at least what I can see in the pictures. Sadly, you could not bring it with you today, but next time.
Next time I'll be here with it.
Yeah. Do you have any cosplay plans in the future? Is there something you're working with right now, or do you have a plan on something you want to work with in the future?
Well, right now I'm playing a lot of Love Live, so I'm planning to do more Nozomi cosplays. Exactly what kind of, I'm not sure because I maybe want to do all of them, but you know, money.
Yeah, and time.
But right now I'm actually working on another purple cosplay, and that would be a human version of Espion. And I'm so in love with it because the fabric is so wonderful and it's like really purple in all ways, and I'm like, oh.
I look forward to see that.
Yeah, I'm gonna have it for Nakon Summer, and I've been buying a lot of fabric this week actually. So
do you have like a group, evolution group?
No, but actually my boyfriend will be doing the Umbreon.
Oh,
so
that's cute.
That was the thing I was more like, I didn't
You should gather a whole group and just do the evolution.
That's actually like a cool thing. I've been looking, like I've seen those and those are like really amazing, but I think it's a little bit too late for that because a lot of my friends already are planning like panels and everything. So I was like, I can't bring any more people, but we could try that actually if you want to join, you know, you're welcome.
Maybe I do like Eve. She was always my favorite.
Yeah, she's my favorite Pokemon too. I just...
Is there, have you competed, like actually competed more than a walk-on or like a performance unrelated?
Yeah, the performance, I've been competing with friends. I did one...
As in a sketch?
No, it's mostly like towards the idol way, you know, where they sing and dance, because I'd enjoy that more, and it like dancing is always so fun. So I did my first competition actually 2 years ago, I think, at PepCon as Megurina Luca, who is like an old favorite Vocaloid for me. Having my friend as Rin, we would do a duo dance singing performance, and after that, I've competed at Nakon Summer with my other friend from Love Live. And that's when I were like so nervous. I was like actually shaking. But in the beginning of the performance, I was supposed to be a little bit, you know, sad. Because we created the part where Kotori was leaving for French for this school. In the anime, she leaves. And Honoka doesn't want her to leave because they're best friends. So it would be that part at the airport where she goes like, "No, don't leave." So it was like kind of, I felt it was perfect that I was like a little bit shaky, you know, it would look like I was crying because I was having my back against the audience.
Yeah.
But I truly was nervous there because there was a lot of people and it was such a big thing. But at the end, it was like so fun. And after it was like, oh, like having all of these compliments and such. It was like, well, I want to do it again. Like, yeah.
And it's awesome that you feel that way. I want to know your reason. Why do you cosplay?
I started cosplaying together, like, I went to my, like, first Nakan Summer, the big ones, with a lot of my friends, and they were into Lolita and stuff. That's where I discovered that one of these friends were a cosplayer, and we were like, we should cosplay a little bit together, and then after that I would be introduced to other people and have, like, more friends, and just getting so many friends. And the sad part is they live far away, but you know, it's kind of worth it at the end, having people who knows how it feels like doing the things you do and such. And like, those are friends for me to keep, because like, you never know what friends you have, or when you meet someone, if they're gonna really accept the things or understand the things you do. Because
some of my best friends are through the cosplay community or the convention community, and we have been friends over 10 years now. So
yeah, like, because cosplay can be misunderstood sometimes. So yeah, sometimes it can be like misunderstood to the wrong way, you know, the rated 18 things. So
don't waste your time on those people.
Yeah, like they would ask you like, do you do that and this and this, and it's like, no. And the other ones would understand, like, yeah, I've got those people all the time, like, so it's like so fun having someone who understands whenever someone is rude or just making not any sense. It's just
okay,
worth it.
Just one more thing I gotta ask you, just a random fact about you.
Well, I really love purple. I have to say, I really love purple.
So everything is purple at your place?
I wish it's actually pink, because I discovered that I love purple later. So it was too late for me to change my room to purple. But in the future, I'm totally gonna have a purple house, maybe a car. Fuck it, let's go all purple.
That sounds amazing. I like purple as well. Well, we're gonna bring all the guests in, the rest of the guests. But before we do that, I want to show you a little video with Emilia dancing with a Love Live performance with her friend. She is the one to the right in the orange wig. So while you watch that, I'm gonna go fetch my other guests. And we will be answering your questions that you have been tweeting to us at Cosplay Studio. #Cosplay Studio. Hello, welcome back. Now we got the whole gang together and we're gonna answer some of your questions. I hope you've been thinking through the whole program and asking some real good questions for our guests tonight. First question is from Krister. How do you feel when you are working with good photographers and getting a good picture?
Well, do I answer?
Yes.
Yeah.
Go
Well,
ahead.
I really love doing it because actually the one who takes all of my pictures sometimes is Kim, and he like also he knows all the.
What's his Facebook
it's you.
page?
No. What?
What's his Facebook page? So others
Yeah,
can
it's
go
Kim
find-
Ventura. A lot of people already know him.
I'm sorry,
No,
but
no.
I think you're a good photographer too. I bet I saw your Facebook profile pictures. Really.
No, I know the guy. He takes great stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, but like at conventions as well, when someone comes, it's like amazing when you get them back. You look like so amazing. It's like sometimes I'm like, is that really me?
Yeah.
I didn't know I look like a model. Or I feel so like I feel like I look good, and that I don't look a bit sad in any cosplay photo. I look happy and really pretty and gorgeous.
It's nice when you meet the photographer you click with.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't get photographed a lot because most of my cosplays are not spectacular enough to draw anyone's attention. It's like Harry Potter, nobody cares.
But your Harry Potter is amazing.
Oh, thank you.
And I love you, Dean from Supernatural.
Oh yeah, that was a long time ago. We have some good pictures, and like I have so many insecurities. But whenever I see a cosplay photo of myself, I'm like, but I look really good.
I know. Look at that.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my god.
That looks amazing.
Yeah, that's
Perfect.
that one is by Sheila Wikström Photography.
Yeah.
And she never gets a bad picture and ever.
Yeah,
so
she's amazing.
she's amazing.
Yeah, well, here we have some other great stuff.
That is Dean.
Yeah, but no, I also have the absolute wonderful opportunity, like to work with Sheila Wikström, who I cannot praise enough. She's the one who took the outside pictures of my Elsa, and before that, I don't think I've ever had like a proper cosplay shoot.
Yeah, there we go.
Oh yeah, that's one of them. The other one when it's from behind, and I remember looking at those pictures just like you described and going, Is that me? Do I look like that? I'm so gorgeous. And like, so working with a photographer, it's just getting those pictures is one of the best things of doing. Like when you're really going for a cosplay. When you're doing it with friends, I mean, sure, then it's just goofing around.
But I think the best part is when saving them and then looking back at them after like maybe a month or two or maybe more. It's amazing, like, oh right, I looked so amazing at con, and this person was so nice, and actually like the things I did in the photos, and the teamwork is always amazing. It's just amazing.
Yeah, look at that. You look absolutely fabulous. I like to actually print my cosplays out and put them up on a wall. So when I have a sad day or a low confidence day that I just feel like a potato, I go and look at those pictures and I'm like, you know what? I look okay. I'm pretty good. I'm not a potato. I'm a good potato.
A French fry.
Yes. Another question. Do we have more? Give us. Max asks, how long did it take to make the cosplay you have today? I guess this is for you.
But I remember starting this after Easter, during April, of course, because that's when these feathers were like really cheap, and I felt like that would add the soft angel-like to this cosplay I wanted. So gathering all my details and fabric and all I needed, it actually took me all the way until July to finish the cosplay, but it all depends on how much time you put on it, and during school you don't have much time every day.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's...
I mean, you don't have to crunch it through every cosplay you do. Just take your time, do it in the pace you like to do it. Otherwise, you will lose the interest pretty fast and it will become a stressful moment.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Do we have more questions from the audience or the viewers, I guess? Krister asks, deciding to buy a costume or make one, why do some people get offended by it?
Oh wow. Can I start?
Go ahead.
Like I said before, I'm a really bad craftsman. I'm really bad at making cosplays myself. I mean, I'm passable, I suppose, at doing tiny details, but I can't sew. So most of the cosplays that I wear often are bought. Like my Harry Potter cosplay, it's completely bought. Everything. And I don't think it matters at all. Like really, the reasons people cosplay are so individual. Some people cosplay because they want to learn a certain skill, and some people cosplay because they just really like the character. So why should anybody else bother with the reason why you make or wear a cosplay?
Yeah, I agree.
I think the only time it matters, the only really time it matters if you have bought your cosplay or not, is if you're competing in a cosplay competition.
Yes.
Because then judges are going to look at it and they're going to judge you on your craftsmanship. And if you bought it, you are not going to win.
Well, I don't think you're allowed to cosplay in most cosplay competitions if you bought your cosplay.
Yeah, exactly. So that is the only time it would ever matter. And as to why the follow-up question, like why do people get angry about it? My personal answer to that is because they are idiots. I'm sorry, but if you get offended because someone has bought their cosplay, you need to grow up. I mean, people are allowed to buy their cosplays. They do it for fun. And if you judge them because of that, you should take a look at yourself. That's just
Exactly.
no reason.
Yeah, like myself, I feel you. Like it doesn't matter if you bought it or not, but it all of course matters if you're gonna compete in it. But I think it all depends on the person itself. Like if you're a person who likes to sew a lot, of course you enjoy doing the cosplay and you feel good making the cosplay. And as long as you're proud of how you look, and like it doesn't only take the costume. You need to like you put effort in the makeup, and sometimes you make effort in trying to do these small little funny things as the character. Like it's not all about the costume itself. It's about like everything. And as long as you're proud of yourself, no one should really be hating at you. Like, and if they do, they don't know how it feels to be that proud of a cosplay, and that could make them jealous, and that's why they hate hating or something.
Yeah, absolutely. Hate is gotta hate.
Yeah.
Boris asked, have you ever had a publicity use a cosplay that you were unsatisfied with? Publicly, I guess.
Publicly.
I think they mean publicly. Have you ever used the cosplay publicly that you were not proud with?
All the time. No, I used to do a lot of performance, like cosplay skits with like a group of my friends. And we, like, I remember one time I forgot my costume at home when I went to the convention. So I had to buy stuff and like improvise the entire costume. So of course I didn't like wearing the costume. And as soon as we were done with the performance, I took it off. But I really enjoyed doing the performance with my friends. So I might not have, like a lot of my costumes have been bought or have modified stuff. So I don't feel like proud of the cosplay. But just hanging with my friends and doing silly stuff is enough to get beyond that. For me, it's never really been about looking really, really cool in my outfit. For me, it's more about how I look with my friends. So yeah, several times I have looked like an absolute idiot.
I think you're really strong for just doing the cosplay anyway, because I once forgot a detail, a hat of a cosplay, then I didn't wear the cosplay at all because I was so like, no.
Well, I don't think I would have done it unless my friends were like, but we're doing a performance in 5 hours. You just get this done right away.
Well, still.
And I did, and we had fun.
Yeah, give you credits for that.
I mean, we all cosplay for different reasons, and for you, it might have been that losing that detail, the hat, would have ruined your experience with wearing the character. While for you, it was more about enjoying the time with your friends and your performance. And it's the same for me. It's more about the experience I have with my friends and the group that I'm with. For example, I hated my Harry Potter cosplay the first time I put it on because I felt I don't look at all like the character, like I imagined, because I have the wrong body type. That's the thing that I was consciously aware of all the time. But then we look really good as a group, and we had a lot of fun as a group. So it didn't matter in the end.
Yeah, I don't think I ever have walked publicly in a cosplay I wasn't proud of. But if I ever have, I probably didn't care because I was at a convention and I was looking for people who were like into the same anime or series that I was. And like having the costume was like having a sign like, hey, I'm into this. I'm a really big geek for this. And you can just come and talk to me, like really. So I don't think I ever done that or really cared too much. After I've worn a cosplay, I'm not really like, I'm proud of this overall, but you get proud of it after getting so many friends because of it. So I get proud at the end.
That's
cosplay.
a really great way to look at it, and that's how everyone should look at it. But we all have our insecurities, and that's what we work with, and that's what I want to like push through, and I want us all to get to a goal together to become better cosplayers together. So I want to thank all my guests for being here today and joining me in the cosplay show, and all the viewers who've been asking questions and just being there. So thank you so much. I also want to thank our sponsors. Thank you so much. And it's Capimile and Vimla. That's our sponsors. And don't forget to tune in next week, Wednesday, 19 p.m. at Swedish time. Sorry. My brain just died a bit. But you can always ask questions to Cosplay Studio, #Cosplay Studio, that we could bring to the next show. So just be alert and we will be there. We're watching you.
Ominous.
Thank you so much. I want to thank everyone again. Thank you, the team. Thank you, the guests. And we will be here next week with the new guests, and we will talk about plastics, Vorbla, Eva foam, everything that's plastic related. So stay tuned for that. Thank you so much and good night.
Take heart, warriors! There's a storm approaching, and only the strongest of heroes will survive! Will you answer the call and thrive as the war chief of the storm? Or will you abandon your destiny like a coward? If you choose to accept this quest, you will have to venture into the Nexus with your most trusted brethren. Attempting to claim the position as war chief on your own would be nothing but foolish. So go forth to victory. Go to battlefight.com/King of Nordic and sign your team up today. No, not that website. Wrong website. You can find the right link to join the battlefield in the Twitch chat, in the description of this video, in this Facebook post, whatever media you see this video in. The battle for the mantle of War Chief and a 5,000 euro prize pool awaits you. Sign up today. Luktar Rugar for the Horde.
Run away, turn away, run away, turn away, run away. Run away, turn away, run away, turn away, run away. Run away, turn away, run away, turn away, run away. Run away, turn away, run away, turn away, run away. Run away, turn away, run away,
Do you play Counter-Strike together with 5 other people? Do you guys think you're pretty good? Well, then you should definitely sign your team up for King of Nordic. How, you ask? Well, if you're from Denmark, esport.dk. From Finland, csgofinland.fi. From Norway, gamer.no. From Sweden, publiclear.se. And finally, if you're from Iceland, esports.is. We wish your team the best of luck and hope to see you battling it out against your Nordic brethren in the next show.